Okay, here we got Wack talking to Cuban Links about certain things dealing with Fat Joe in this whole situation with the BBL and the 15-year-old. And he's also breaking down the culture of the trains and everything, trains and stuff like that guys been doing on the street, been doing in the neighborhoods, been doing all through that. And when guys get money and power, of course they gonna have the craziest freak out because they got all the groupies at the hotel, stocking the shows, stocking the after parties. And remember, a lot of rappers would not get these caliber of girls if they weren't a famous rapper. So they definitely gonna take advantage of that. And this goes triple, if not more, for the entourage because they're not even known. Their only notoriety comes from the artists themselves. So they definitely gonna take advantage of the third hand, second hand, fourth hand star power. And they're going to be the ones that go out, search the crowd, invite backstage and pick out. And they're going to vet and they're going to find which ones are going to be a part of those trains. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of trains being ran. I want you to listen and check it out.
What's up, Cuban?
What up, what?
Cuban Links, what's up, bro? Listen,
What's up,
I got
big
a hard 30 minutes. We're going to get straight to this, man. Because this is some shit. And I was sitting back thinking. I said, because I know one thing about me, I've been around so long and certain things I just know because I've been around. Certain things about certain people, I just know certain people know. Now, we done been in depth conversations, right, about when it came down to his baby mother and all that type of stuff. But it's some new stuff that popped up on Joe, and it's some stuff popped up, and the only thing made me think about you because it's involving his hype man.
Right.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? They say it was an underage female that Joe flew out here from another country and got her a BBL because I guess her body was it was what it's supposed to be, right?
Yep.
Now,
Itty
what
bitty
was
titty.
sick about that, if this happened, if you get a 15-year-old a BBL,
That's
her
sick shit
body's
already.
going to continue to naturally grow.
Yeah. I
So,
know. That's sick shit already for a dude that's over age like him. Like, he had to be like 40.
but here goes the thing, though, bro. You don't hear nothing from the female. This is all the hype man.
Well, the thing with the hype man with TA is that the thing with that is that you remember if you go back a couple of years, 3, 4 years, when they first broke up, Joe started like disrespecting him on here online and on shows. He'll call him the couch surfer. He explained the story that he was in a club over there in Dubai, and TA embarrassed him. He had his pants sagging, and you know what I'm saying? Like he was a bum. Like what he did to me. He does that heavy all day, and I'm a bum. That's what he does. That's what Joe's MO is. So, they broke up. TA told him, "Oh, you want to do me like that, right? Whatever." So he set out to do a campaign warning Joe, like online, like he had to use the internet as a weapon. So he started warning Joe, "Yo, you don't want me to start talking about Chiquita and the bananas or whatever the fuck the little girl's name was, right?" And he was like, "Yo," that's like telling mad stories. Like he walked in the room, and then Joe was there on his fours, his knees and shit. 2 French girls was giving him they went to eat on him with a bowl of chili, and then he dripping. They was dripping like saliva, all that type shit. That he was part of that. So he was embarrassing Joe, but also telling him, "Give me my money, Joe."
But was he embarrassing Joe, or was he just talking?
Nah,
Because
he was embarrassing Joe. I believe
let's be
everything he
real.
said. I believe.
How do you have access? How would not you, but how would he have access to that room?
That's his Chris partner. That's his Chris partner. When I was there, we had access to the rooms. It was like rooms that niggas was running trends. It was like different red light special rooms. For real. So I understand. That's me from back then. TA was TA was like the new Dirk Diggler, I guess, in the crew. I guess you know how it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That he get all the girls, he bring them there. So Joe uses type shit like that, and I'm sure he had that confidence with TA. That's why TA was kind of like throwing him like the old Wack 100 special. I got the tape, nigga. You don't want me to come out with the tape?
Nah, but see, I don't think TA got no tape.
No, he don't got no tape, but he got the information. He was there. He's first person on that, so he could tell them stories and be like, he could stand on them.
So where are these alleged women that was involved? Have any women ever came out against Joe?
I never been around where he had a relationship with anybody underage. Me, but I was too.
No, but what I'm saying has any female
Damn.
has any female ever came out against? I've never heard a female come out with allegations.
Let me interrupt to say this right here. Wack could give a master class on spinning, because if this was somebody he was at, he would, what happened? What? Like, just ready for the juicy details right out the gate. And furthermore, this is not a situation where there's allegations that's being alleged. Like, nobody's gonna come out, like, there's no a female that should be angry. In other words, if you're 15 and you want a BBL and it's a guy out there that's sleazy enough or weird enough to do that for you, and he's a famous rapper, you were happy about that. So you're not gonna come out with an allegation. Wack knows that. That's not what this is about. This is about exposing something Joe did that's weird. Something he did that could be considered the P-file word, something that he should not have done. And that's what this is about. Wack is spinning. Wack is playing damage control for Joe.
So, see, at the end of the day,
there's three girls that were named in the complaint, right? They got the girls thing. They just blurred out their face, so they obviously exist.
They got the girls what?
They got the girl like they were chilling with, I guess, with Joe and them, like in the ambience with a room, but they got their face covered with black, you know what I'm saying? But they got three different girls, and they got definitely a phone conversation with one of the girls and their cousin, and they speaking about how messed up that was that Joe did that. But they
that he did what?
That how messed up it was that, you know what I'm saying? I guess she became a born again Christian. So there was a speaking with TA.
Oh, no, I've had that happen with me a lot of times. People call. But even then, bro, I feel like, so it's not even the alleged girls. It's TA exposing what he knows, but the girls aren't coming with the allegations. This is TA.
This is TA. One of them feel like, repentance and shit. So she won't, like, if the cops subpoena them, they'll go and testify. That's what I'm saying. So it's a civil, it's a threat because it's a civil. Like, if it goes criminal, they could subpoena them. Like, the women are supposed to come. And they
this how Puffy started. Diddy shit started civil, then crossed over to criminal. But it also in the long run.
I know the narrative right now is maybe some people feel like, yo, TA is like snitching on this nigga, and TA is a money grab. And at the end of the day, y'all seen the story, y'all seen the warnings TA was giving them. Like, yo, just give me my money. It's not like he was saying, I'm gonna extort you for more money than I want. Pay me the money you owe me, or else I'm a talk. That's
so the bottom line is this. Let's just say what TA is saying has some truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
TA just as guilty then if he was there.
That's why you gotta believe him even more, because he's implicating himself. He doesn't give a fuck. Well, remember, he also heard that those threats over the phone.
Do you, if you had to say, all right, out of 100%, what percent of this is factual coming out of TA's mouth versus he may be putting a little extra on it because he's a little mad? What would it be?
About 90.
Factual?
Yep. That I think, like 90. Yeah. The only thing that's far stretched is that 4,000. That he banged out 4,000. He was forced. That part.
Yeah.
That part's a little embellished, And I understand how you got to play, when the lawyers talk to you sometimes, they tell you, yo, listen, you got to play like you're the victim and all of this. So I'm sure that was like, all right, he's playing a little too much victim. I'm sure it was a time that, you participated and that shit got addictive to you. You was doing it. So, you know what I'm saying? We all know that as men. But
So listen, no, look, I fuck with Joe. I fuck with you too, right?
I used to fuck with Joe too, man.
No, so you think, okay, what's the probability of you think some of the women may come to the forefront?
And one of them is God that could make that happen. The other one is probably money could buy them off. I don't know.
Now, it's kind of ironic. I know TA probably been saying, hey, this, or else. But soon as Joe kick off a new business venture, soon as the Joe and Jada show kick.
Nah, this was happening for 5 years already. Joe didn't pay. All Joe had to do was pay that man what he owed him.
Well, if he didn't pay him over the last 5 years, why he didn't come with this 5 years ago?
He did. He was on the net. He was warning Joe. Yo, Joe, give me my money or I'm going to start talking some shit. And he said, I'm going to go nuclear in a minute. Give me my money, Joe. Give me my money. That nigga, he was saying it like this, for real, on his Instagram, on YouTube. Joe dismissed it. Joe said, I ain't giving you nothing.
Bro, listen to me.
Joe.
Listen, I'm going to be real. Joe, as always, I know people got these things.
Joe is a thief, my nigga. Stop it. He's a thief. He robbed Pun. Once he robbed Pun, he's capable of doing anything.
I seen that. But what I'm saying, all right, he got on some change. We know all about the Pun Liza thing. We're talking about, listen.
To the public. So he'll make up anything.
Yeah, but hold on, listen. We don't want to go. We've been down that rabbit hole.
That's how we gotta judge the character.
No, yeah. Okay. Working their hand on some.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it right there. You see Wack spinning. He's like, I mean, that was a good point. You got to judge the character like that. He did cheat Pun, so him saying something about Joe needed to pay this guy and Joe not listening to this guy sounds right on par with Joe's character of what everybody's heard about Joe not paying people and stuff like that. Through the grapevine, that's already been news out there. So but they've pretty much said, what's going on with one of the guys that was there saying what he was saying, and this thing seems to be growing legs. So we'll see from there. But what do you guys think? Was Wack spinning? Let me know in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We out.